In November 1985, Marine security guard Clayton Lonetree was seduced by a Russian woman known only as Violetta Sena at the annual Marine Corps ball in Moscow. She worked as a telephone operator and translator for the embassy, but lived a double life as a KGB agent. Lonetree was so highly regarded, he was chosen to be part of the Marine unit assigned to provide security for the 1985 summit between Soviet Premier Mikhail Gorbachev and President Ronald Reagan. However, despite the strict non-fraternization or no-frat policy imposed on all MSGs in such parts of the world, Lonetree and Sena began a relationship. She later introduced him to her Uncle Sasha, quote-unquote, KGB operative Alexei Yefimov, who asked Lonetree to become a friend of the Soviet Union. Lonetree was soon convinced to turn over confidential information, including embassy floor plans. After he was transferred to Embassy Vienna in 1986, he passed on blueprints of that embassy as well as burn bags filled with top-secret cables. On December 14, 1986, Lonetree came to the CIA station chief in Vienna and confessed. He was immediately turned over to the Naval Intelligence Service, NIS, and charged with espionage. Lonetree was convicted on multiple counts of turning over classified information, was court-martialed, and sentenced to 30 years in prison. He was the first Marine ever convicted of espionage. Because of his cooperation with authorities, he served only 9 years and was released in February 1996. Chaos ensued as the scandal unfolded. Secretary of State George Shultz asked U.S. Ambassador to Thailand Bill Brown, a former Marine, to investigate further. The situation was worse than they thought. Embassy Moscow was believed to be so penetrated with bugs that when 2 members of Congress visited the embassy to investigate on their own, they had to communicate with staffers using Mickey Mouse writing pads. Ambassador Brown learned that Lonetree was not an isolated case. There were several incidents of Foreign Service officers and others who were blackmailed by the KGB. Brown concluded that up the chain of command at the State Department, there was no desire to assume any responsibility. Even the new embassy building in Moscow, then under construction, turned out to be one huge KGB radio transmitter. There were bugs in the columns which the Soviets had put in right under the noses of U.S. security specialists. It took several years for this problem to be corrected, as the most sensitive floors were torn down, then rebuilt by American contractors flown in special. ADST, follow us for more.